So, it apparently seems that the court-gestured coon known as Daniel Cameron, while he couldn't find time to actually prosecute and bring charges up against the terrorists that killed Breonna Taylor and almost killed her boyfriend Kenneth Walker back in March, could find the time to hop, skip, walk, run, jump, whatever, leap his ass from Kentucky to Pennsylvania in order to help out with this alleged mail-in ballot fraud with this election. Am I surprised by that? No, I am not. He's, in my opinion, only delaying the inevitable. Because like I said, his time is almost up. His bags are waiting for him at the door. Let's go ahead and get into it. Daniel Cameron, the Kentucky state attorney whose investigation into Breonna Taylor's death proved controversial, was among 10 state attorneys to support a Trump campaign lawsuit in Pennsylvania alleging election fraud. And they put fraud in quotations. Submitting an amicus brief to the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday, the Republican attorney and 9 others alleged that Pennsylvania's high court had overstepped its constitutional responsibility by allowing mail ballots postmarked by election day to be counted within 3 days of November 3rd. The Supreme Court had, in a decision last month, dismissed the case brought by Republicans to stop the extended deadline for mail-in ballots, which had been approved by Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Mr. Cameron and state attorneys from Missouri, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, South Dakota, and Texas added that the mail-in ballot deadline in Pennsylvania had exacerbated the risk of mail-in ballot fraud by unscrupulous actors. Those claims come without basis and within a week of Joe Biden's win over 45 in the Rust Belt state, which he carried by 46,000 votes, the Courier-Journal reported. The Republican president and his allies have meanwhile made false allegations about voter fraud and refused to concede. Daniel Cameron, in a statement at Twitter, said on Monday that he joined the amicus briefing because what happens in other states mattered. But he don't give a damn about apparently what goes on in his state, clearly. While this did not occur in Kentucky, what happens in other states during a presidential election matters to Kentuckians because we are electing our president and vice president, Daniel Cameron stated. My interest in this is not about courts dictating who wins or loses, but about transparency and rule of law issues that should give all Americans the confidence that the election was conducted fairly. Ultimately, we all have to accept the results, and it will be hard for some people to do that if they think issues like these will go unexplored. Those comments, which come despite no official reports of irregularities in the electoral process, follow his decision last month to block the release of proceedings and testimony in the case of Breonna Taylor, a black woman who was killed by Kentucky police earlier this year. Now, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? That's why he should be the last person to be involved in talking about what's unfair and what's not, considering his actions or lack of when it came to the Breonna Taylor case. See, this guy has gone out of his way to make himself extremely unlikable to the masses. That's why no one can take him seriously. And if anyone had a chance to run up on him, they would in a heartbeat and wouldn't even hesitate. Daniel Cameron had overseen an investigation into Taylor's death, which led to a Kentucky grand jury's decision not to charge any officers involved with her murder, sparking controversy. Jurors afterwards said that Daniel Cameron had not directed them to consider such charges. Yeah, like I said, he is the court. I call him the court jester coon for a reason, and that's one of the main reasons right there. But like I said, he dragged his feet when it came to Breonna Taylor. The incident happened back in March. We didn't know who he was until June. Then he's at the RNC, which is what this picture is from, and then he comes and makes this weak case from the grand jury in October, and now as soon as as Massa says, "Come here, boy," and gives him the whistle and the command to come here, he comes and hithers and he heals. So he can't even handle what's going on in his own state, but he wants to go and help 45 in something going on the East Coast in another state in another time zone. But we should not be surprised by this. Look at him. This guy literally is the entire caricature of a Sambo, for real. From the physical appearance to how he thinks internally. Like his whole existence is that. It's rare you come across that, but when you do, 9 times out of 10, there's someone like him. It's crazy because, like I said, He has all this he has all this energy to help fight for 45 and everything like that, but he lacks the energy when it comes to dealing with the issues going on in his state. But then again, we shouldn't be surprised, because look at who he's the protege of, Mitch McConnell. Like, I think anybody who's attached to someone like that definitely is not to be trusted. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.